So my name is Stephanie, and as Denise said, I met her real life. We literally just met, and she's just my sis now. Like she be locked in, right? Like she be locked in. I was like, damn, I love her. And she a Leo. Oh yeah, it's up. It's up. We about to get lit. And she told me about herself, and it was like a no-brainer. Oh yeah, I love this. I love to connect with beautiful women. And I love to teach. I love to get my girls together because when I say when you look good, you feel good. And y'all look good. So I know y'all feel good, right? And I have a story too. We all have a story on how we got here. And I want to share my story a little bit before I give you guys some knowledge. But I'm originally from Barbados. I had my son at 17. Yeah, I was fast. I had my son at 17. He's 21. I have a 14-year-old. And I moved to New York City because my dad did not want to pay my mom child support. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna take her. And I had to leave my son behind. He was 3 at the time. And that was the biggest sacrifice I had to make. And people do not understand that when you have to make a sacrifice, it's gonna change your life for the better. And sometimes we ask God, like, why? Why I gotta leave my son? Why I gotta go through these things? And at this stage in my life now, I just realized you can't ask God why. Because he's really preparing you for something so amazing that you don't even know how amazing it's going to be until you get there. And you're like, damn, okay, I get it now. But at that time, we're human. We're like, why are you taking me through this? Why I got to be in this position? So I had to leave my son at 3. And it was the hardest thing. Every time I called to check on him, he's crying, Mommy, when you coming back? And I'm like, damn, how am I going to get through this? And so many times I was like, Mom, I'm coming back. Like, this ain't it for me. I don't like New York. I don't know nobody here. My dad is not being a dad, and I just got to figure it out on my own. It's just too much. I'm only 21. Like, what do you want from me? And I had to understand that God is so good. And I say this all the time. It's like you never know what God got in store for you. You just got to enjoy your journey to get to your destination. And that is literally what I had to do. I had to enjoy my journey until I got to my destination. It was the hardest journey I had to go through. I have 2 kids. Their daddy ain't shit. They don't support. They don't give nothing. I'm just being real, right? And one thing I had to learn is you got to figure it out. We can't ask, hey, can I borrow $100? Because when you ask for that $100 and you give it to me, I don't understand where you came from. I don't understand how you got it. I don't understand how to keep it because I'm just going to do what I got to do. So my mama always said, don't ask somebody for nothing. If you have to ask somebody for something, you can do without it or figure a way to get it out. So, this real say, you got to get this money by tomorrow. If you got to get this money by tomorrow, you need to figure out how you're going to get this money by tomorrow. And that was literally my story. I love fashion since I was a kid. If I got a purple shirt on, I got purple shoes on. I got a red shirt on, I got red shoes on and a handbag. I'm matching. And I was like, okay. And I started the business. And I was putting a little effort. I had a boyfriend at the time. He didn't see the vision, though. That's the thing. And I was in love with this man. We were engaged. And I looked up to him as if he was God. I loved him more than I loved myself. And that was the biggest mistake I ever made. And he's like, why do you want to spend your money in this business? You could put the money in this, and we could do this together. We could do more, and da-da-da. And I'm like, no. This is my business. This is my vision. This is my goal. And he got mad because I said that. And I thought I was being selfish. And I was like, okay, maybe he's right. Is he right? And the guy's like, no, he's not right. That's your goal. That's your vision. If your partner can't understand that and support you, that's not for you. And I had slowed down on the business, honestly, because I was listening to him. And when I slowed down, guess what happened? The money slowed down. It went from maybe $500 a month to 0. Because I wasn't doing nothing. You do nothing, you get nothing, right? And I had to make the decision to let him go because he was not good for me. And I had to take care of him. I had to take a step back and realize, like, okay, Stephanie, you know who you are? You a Leo. You a boss. You know what I mean? Like, you could do this. What you talking about? Like, do you look in the mirror? You fine. You beautiful. You smart. You intelligent. You better boss up. And literally, I had to do that. And I ain't got no relationships. I didn't do no dating. I'm 4 years going single. I got so happy. I got comfortable loving me. Now I'm like, what y'all could do for me? Stress me out? No. My business, I put it first, and I put me first more importantly. And you're going to know when the right one, because you have to love yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to treat yourself a certain way. You can't expect a nigga to spend on you. You ain't spend on yourself. You can't spend a hard-working man and you home sitting down being comfortable. You got to be a hard-working woman, too, so y'all can match and y'all could grow together. So I learned that. And then literally when I let him go and I had to take care of myself and remember who I was, my business started growing. I was making $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Then it went to $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. I said, okay. I made more money than I was making at the bank. I said, oh shit. The math ain't mathing, but the mathing over here. I was like, I could do this. If I put a little bit more time, that means a little bit more money. And they called me December 1st and said, we no longer need your services, you know? And I said, okay. He said, okay. I said, yeah, it's okay. He said, just okay. He was so stunned that I just said, okay. He thought I was going to beg you. Oh, no. I need some money. No, I got to figure it out, what my mama said, right? And I handed the phone, and I said, I'll bring my laptop tomorrow. He was so shocked. He was like, well, if you ever need a reference. I said, no, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need a reference. I'm good. But I did at that time. It wasn't solely, I didn't understand everything. You know, sometimes we look for validation. Hey, sis, should I open up this kiosk in the mall? You think it's a good idea? And you're like, nah, girl, it's recession. That's what I was told. Nah, girl, it's a recession. Nobody shopping. Nobody going outside. Go get another job. You making 6 figures a year. Go get another job. And I was like, damn. I don't know. I asked somebody else, hey, sis, do you think I should go open up a kiosk in the mall? She said, nah, Steph. You know, go back to corporate. You know, that's 6 figures. You can get that. And I'm like, okay. And I asked God. I sat on my bed and I asked God, God, what should I do? And he said, bet on you. And I sat down and I did what I needed to do and what I've known to do in the last 15 years. Help businesses make money. It clicked. If I help these people make money all these years, you're trying to tell me I can't help myself make some money? That make no sense. So I said, all right, y'all, cool. I ain't say nothing no more. They said, what you gonna do? I said, I'll let you know when I figure it out. But I figured it out, but I ain't say nothing. January 15th, I had my kiosk in the mall. Started with my kiosk, $20,000 my first month. I said, oh shit, I'm rich. I'm making some money. Right? I was like, if I could do this again, it's up. $25,000 the next month. I said, yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. It's going to work out. And the next month, the third month, I went to open up my first storefront of 1,300 square feet. But the devil is a liar. Because the guy in management, he said, no. He said, it's too soon. You just got here. You don't know what you're doing. He think that, right? Because I'm young, right? They think I don't know what I'm doing. He didn't know my background, nothing. So people would judge you based on who you look like, right? Which is crazy. That's what happened to me. So I was like, okay, God. He said, extend your lease for another year and then we could talk about it later. I said, all right. I put in my drawer and I closed. I said, nah, this ain't it. I know what I'm doing. I'm ready. And God said, don't sign it. And I ain't signing it. And I'm the type of girl, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to do it. But at that moment, I really gave my life to God fully. Like, I grew up in the church. I used to sing in the choir. I was a church girl. Then, you know, you get a teenager, you think you're grown, you want to go to church no more, right? I got a job, so I had to go to church on Sundays. Make sure I worked on Sundays. Just telling my honest truth. But then you get older, you realize, who we go to? God, right? I'm like, well, damn, my mama was right. But I let her know that because I ain't going to hear the end of it, right? But I went to God and I said, okay, I know I could do this, God. He said, yes, you can. And he put people in my corner. And it's crazy, the guy who needed to sign off on it, who already said no, got him, took him out the way because his wife was pregnant at the time. And she got the baby early. So literally, like, let's say it was Monday. By Wednesday or Thursday, he went out on maternity leave. I said, oh, I'm going back to the office. I said, hey, I want to see that office down there. And he said, sure. I said, okay. Mind you, I had already asked. He said it was like $2,500. I said, damn. But anyway, he got out the way. So I went back and I said, hey, I want to see that space down there. It had yellow, blue windows. I remember like yesterday. It had a yellow, blue windows. And I was judging. And that's what I've learned so much in my journey. You know, do not judge a book by its color. Because I'm looking at the outside thinking all the work I got to do and take this paint off and all that. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. But not knowing that they took care of that. But God said, don't judge. Just keep going. And I went and I asked, I said, yeah, I can show you tomorrow. I went and I looked at the space and I said, okay, what about the money? He said, oh, no, we took care of that for you. I said, okay. I walked in, it was already done. The only thing I had to do was move out a little bit of things, but the job was done. I said, I'll take it. I said, but how much is it? He said, $1,000. I was already paying $900 at my kiosk. This man told me $2,500 because he didn't want me to get it, right? And I was like, I didn't want to make him know that I was so excited. I said, oh, okay. But in my head, I'm like, yes. Where's the lease at? Let me sign this, right? I said 1,000, meaning 100 more. He said, yeah. I said, well, look at God. And I signed that lease. He was mad, y'all, that I got it. But I moved into my store. In less than 30 days, my store was open. I had building inspection done, fire inspection done, construction done, in like 3 weeks. Opened up on Good Friday. He walked by, he came back early purposely to mess with me, to see what I was doing. And he realized when he came back, my sign was up. He was like, how you get that sign up already? I was a little cocky, a little petty, I'm a Leo, right? I was like, don't worry about it, I got it up, right? I told him that. I was being a little mean. I don't really care, right? And then he came out the next week. Construction was like halfway done. Inspection was done. They sent him the email. Everything's done, clear. He came back. He said, Stephanie, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do before this? And I stand up and I smile. And I said, I was a business manager for Chase. He said, why you never said anything? I said, why would you judge me? And he said, you know what? I apologize. He said, can we start over? I said, sure. In my mind, I was like, hell no. But I said, sure, no problem. And I shook his hand, and he shook my hand, and he started asking all these questions. He said, can you ask the neighbor? He's been here for 6 months. His inspection's not done. His sign not up. Like, can you help him? I said, cool. The man was mad as hell, because he's like, Dad, I didn't want to spend that money on that sign. You come up in here showing out. Now I got to get a sign. I was like, I'm sorry, sir. You know, I just know what to do. 3 people I did it for. In that mall. Now they call me the golden child. They call me the golden child as today. So my first year as full entrepreneur, from being in corporate for 15 years, my business made $1 million that year. I said, yes, Lord. We rocking now. I got this. And I upgraded 8 months later to my dream store, which is 2,800 square feet. So I went from my garage to my kiosk to a 1,300 square foot store to a 2,800 square foot store now. And I don't stop in there. I want a warehouse. You don't stop. You don't get comfortable with where you at. You always want more. You always want to elevate. And when I tell people this, they look at me like, Dan said, that's big. I said, no, dream big. So you do more work. You know, one thing that I've heard from Les Brown, I met him in Atlanta when I spoke at an engagement, and he said, you do not have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. And that stuck with me. And I said, you are so right. So wherever you at right now, that's just where you at right now. But that's not where you're going to be. So you have to think, where do you want to be 6 months or a year from now? And make it happen. Connect with somebody if you have to. I've met so many people on my journey, traveling, speaking, going to networking events. Like, they will always pour into you and help you. Your friends, they can't help you. They're not on the same mindset as you. They don't understand this business language. They actually going to want to tell you don't do it. Or they want to tell you how to make $100,000 and they never made $100,000. They want to tell you, oh, you should talk to your nigga. You ain't even got one. Like, let's be for real. And the biggest thing that I've always learned is be authentic. I may cuss a little bit, but I love my God. And he know my heart. Anybody judge me, let it be him. Right? Don't worry about what your person next to you is going to say. Don't worry about anything like that. But I wanted to say to you before I leave, I want you guys to be consistent. Show up for yourself each and every day. Create your goals. Create a vision board. And don't let it be just a cute, pretty vision board because you see everybody doing it and you posting it and then it's like, it's just on your wall the next 2 years later and you're still not doing nothing with it. Start small. Start like write 7 goals or whatever your lucky number is and start from there and just keep going. Check it off. But when you get to that 7, don't stop. Create another 7 and just keep going. And don't be afraid to ask questions. If you see somebody in this room that inspires you, say, hey, this is what I want to do. How do you think I should start? Where do you think I should start? If they don't know the answer, they know somebody that knows the answer. Because they will never tell you no. People will tell you no and leave it as a no, but no is not no. Some people know is meaning a yes. So now that I've told y'all my story, and we are at Millionaire Kickback, where's my millionaires at? Where my millionaires at? Let's go. Thank you. My name is Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Go back, you want so fast. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all give it up one more time for her. Give it up one more time for Stephanie. Come on. I got a question. I got a couple questions for you, Stephanie. I got a couple questions for you because we are at the Millionaire Kickback, you guys. So let's just say how many new business owners we have here. If you like new, like within the last year, new business owners. Okay. How many seasoned business owners? Like let's say 3+ years more. Okay, we got some seasoned. Okay, so give one advice for new businesses because I don't know if you guys were able to get the business success scan or be able to check that out, but it's so important in order to become a millionaire, you have to make sure that your business is set up right, structured right, because if not, if you don't have the proper structure, there is no way you're going to be able to reach that million. If you do, one lucky person, let's see you keep it. Come back to me if you keep it. So give some advice to new business owners who are trying to build, for them to be able to structure their business, and then give maybe a piece of advice for the seasoned investors who are not investors, but business owners who are kind of just at that space where they want to go to the next level.
Okay, so one thing that I've learned in my journey is I don't use the word try. I don't say can't. It's not in my vocabulary. No, it's okay, sis. I got you. Right? I don't say try, I don't say can't, because that's like cussing. I cuss a little bit, but for business and like my journey, I don't use those words, right? So what can you do to go to the next level for like the beginners and even seasoned businesses is figure out who is your target audience. That's number one, because a lot of people don't know who they're selling to. They have a great product or a great service, and I say, okay, so who's your target audience? Women. No shit. I know, you're selling clothes, women clothes. Like, okay, what kind of woman? Because guess what? Miss Susan may not want to wear the type of clothes that I sell. Say may not want to wear something that you sell. So who is your target audience? It goes deeper. And how do you do that? Create the woman vision of who she is, what she like, how old she is, what does she travel, what's her revenue, where does she live, she's in the suburbs, she's in the ghetto, like, who is she? So figure out who your target audience is. And then also you want to make sure your business is structured. So you want to make sure that when you're registering your business on SunBiz, the first thing is not really to go on SunBiz and look your name up. The real thing is to go on uspto.gov and put the business name in there and see, is it available? Because SunBiz do not communicate with New York and all the other cities. So SunBiz can say, yeah, you good. And then New York got the same name, and then the person, you go ahead and doing all of the work, and then they say, oh, cease and desist letter in the mail. Hey, you cannot use my name, baby girl. Let's take it. Right? And a lot of people don't do that. They just go straight to SunBiz, get an EIN, and think that they have a business. No, you're really leasing. That's what I call SunBiz. You're leasing the business. So you want to own it. And I don't care if you just started, because I hear this all the time. Well, Steph, I didn't make no money yet, so how can I spend on a trademark? How do you pay Geico every month $400-something for insurance if you didn't get in a car accident yet? Make it make sense, right? You have to protect the business. So go on uspto.gov, check the name. Is it alive or is it dead? If it's alive, somebody got it. If it's dead, it's up for grabs. Now, before you go and apply on SunBiz, you want to go and you want to get a virtual address. You want to make sure you get a business phone number, a business email, okay? You don't want to get no Gmail, no Hotmail, or none of that stuff. You're going to use that information, and you're going to apply for your LLC. There's different corporations. There's S Corp, C Corp, Partnership, Limited Liability. There's all of that. But you have to know, because everybody don't just go get LLC. Everybody get an LLC. But you have to understand where your business is going to be at. Projections. Do projections. Create a business proposal. Create a business plan. They're a little bit similar, but they're also different, right? Because you want to have those. When you go to the bank, you want to be prepared. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a past manager, if you don't come correct, we don't take you serious. And we're going to deny you in a heartbeat. So by the time you left the door, you're going to get an email and say, I'm sorry, at this time we cannot approve you. Come back in 6 months. We haven't even looked at your application. We Google you, and we be like, I ain't wasting no time with this write-up. So you want to be sexy to the bank. So you want to make sure that you're structured properly. Then you get your DUNS number. You want to build your business credit. You want to get at least say it's 80 paydex score, right? Denise can help you build that, right? You want to make sure your credit is good. Fix your credit. Don't get desperate going for loans to pay at 29.9% because you need the money. Because they will tell you on Instagram, I watch them all the time, I can give you a loan with 540 credit score. What? Say no, because it took you this long to fix it. Like, take your time, fix your credit, build your business credit, be structured properly. That's what I would say. Know your target audience and market and promote your business each and every day.